Hello and welcome back to Jarl's Favour. I'll try and keep this quick. I have done a lot of work, but it won't look like I've done a lot of work since the last one. In the last video I spoke about needing to optimize the game. The frame rates were getting quite low and the game is getting quite laggy, and so that's what I've been doing. I've been optimizing and just tweaking the weather system. I'm not sure if in the last video I had the snow lines all working, but that's all good now. He says as it's not here, so we can see here the snow is not below the water anymore. Actually, let me just let's pump up the graphics a little. So I'm going to enter a command. Very common command. If you use Unreal Engine, you probably know this one already. r.streaming.pool size, and I'll say 6000. I'm just applying 6 gigabytes of video memory to the game, and you can see the visual fidelity increases immediately as it can stream in higher quality textures eventually. Yeah, there we go. It's getting there. Right, so the snow line is working. We can see here there's this line along the beach, no snow under the water. A few bits of this foliage over here. We can see there's still snow. I just need to update this particular foliage model. But for the most part, every other model has been adjusted to suit the snow system. So snow will not fall under the water. We won't see snow particles, and besides the foliage there's no snow on the landscape material. I've gone through, continued to update every material with the dual snow system. This one, even this one doesn't look like it, but it's not all, just like in real life, not all plants catch snow as much as others. I fixed the issue with this wheat for the most part. Again, it was basically just the orientation of the it was like a gradient that I needed to adjust. For the most part, it's still a little bit, you know, if we look at this side and then look at that side, but I'm happy with that. It's enough, and if I get free time later I'll tidy it up even more, but that's okay. I've begun masking, playing around with ultra dynamic sky masking options. I still need to, I know it can be done, but have a material that I can paint, basically the stream bed material, to tell it not to have ultra dynamic sky or my own, all the other snow function that I have built in, to fall on streams or underwater, which this will be once the fluid flux you know, begins to flow in here. Now this here is a volume ultra dynamic sky volume, where now we're in there, we see there is no snow particles falling. So I'll have one of these under each large volume of water. I won't worry about putting it under streams because the camera shouldn't be going there, and if it does, it's not a big deal. So there's been that work, just continual material work. And you can see, like, we're not running out of video memory here, the frames are better, so that tidying up the materials has helped with that, just tidying up the functions a little bit and the order in which they load. We immediately get this over budget once we start looking at the ivy. That is something I'm going to have to tackle. I would like to keep the ivy in the game if I can. It adds a lot of detail to the good looking detail to the game, all these meshes, but it's really hitting the frames quite heavily. I'll tackle that one soon. And then I've been going through and tidying up meshes. So this mesh here has been optimized quite a lot. So I've selected this tree, this mesh, and then if we go into modeling mode, I believe, and then we go into mesh and we simplify, and we click simplify. I've already simplified this mesh, and so I don't really want to simplify it more. And I've been going between 40 and 50% using OEM now. I was using UE standard. I've switched to OEM. It kind of looks better on this foliage that I've been optimizing at least. But this has been drastically reducing the poly count of these meshes without really affecting the way they look. So that has absolutely helped, and I'll continue to simplify meshes where relevant. I've done most of the trees. I've got a log. I've been keeping a spreadsheet of each object I've been simplifying, so I don't double dip and start wrecking them. You can notice, if you look hard enough, maybe not on this mesh, but on some meshes it breaks them a tiny bit, but I'm really not concerned, because you've got to be looking for it. Like, I'm looking for it now and I'm not seeing it. I did notice it when I was performing the simplification though, which is good. If I can't spot those things right now, then it's doing a more than adequate job in reducing the poly count, reducing the load that the mesh has, and still keeping it looking good. So I've been performing that on dozens of meshes for the moment, and the results are beginning to show. So this is what I was talking about when mentioning optimization passes. Just digging in, tidying up textures and materials and load orders. I'll get rid of these dynamic lights and the shadows. That will tidy up this area, which does lag a bit. Definitely laggy inside here. And then carrying on. So as I mentioned, it doesn't look like I've done much, but it's been sort of really digging in deep and sorting out the materials, and also, you know, applying these snow materials and functions to as many objects as possible that should be captured by them. So yeah, short one today. To take anything away from this video, that simplify option in the modeling mode is great. I think it's doing a good job. And I do back up the game before I do it to make sure, you know, because you can't undo the simplification, so you'd have to either re-import the model or just load a backed up version of your project if you go too far and really mangle one of these meshes, which I have not done yet. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, quickie. It's starting to come together, and with the reduced overheads and getting a few frames back, it'll make it easier to work on the game again, and I can continue the game building as opposed to technical optimization. But obviously technical optimization really matters. You need your game to be playable and to not have the player think or be drawn out of that, you know, the little world you're trying to drag them into by just lag, load times, or unresponsiveness. It's still not where I want it to be, but also remembering we're in the editor, and I've got object instancing options to place, which I'll probably go through on the next video, and all kinds of other optimization techniques that we'll be performing, as well as looking at my textures and looking at anything that's excessive, like I don't need 8K textures. I do have a bunch of 4K textures. I think I want to keep them, particularly on the mega scans objects. 2K textures just do not look that good close up for whatever reason on the mega scans in particular. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next Jarl's Favour development log. Cheers, see ya.